Hi, my name is Neil Kendall. I'm product manager for Teledyne Lecroy for the quantum data video products. We've got 3 products that we're exhibiting here. Primarily, I wanted to talk about our HDMI 2.2 new product that we just launched 2 days ago. It is a HDMI 2.2 video generator and protocol analyzer going up to 96 gig, as you can see there. It's called our M42h. It has 2 sets of ports. One set of ports for the legacy 48 gig rates of 2.1, HDMI 2.1, and then a new set of ports here for the new 96 gig ports, but that will go all the way down to the TMDS rates as well. Teledyne Lecroy, we have been a key component of the HDMI ecosystem in that we provide a broad range of compliance solutions for all the sub-protocols in HDMI, for sources and sinks, and we cover all the way back down to HDMI 1.4 as well.
And so basically you support all the new features of the HDMI 2.2?
Yeah, so the HDMI 2.2 solution, M42h, has been rolled out. It's available now. We have a lead time, and we expect that all the features will be rolled out over the course of the year. And the new compliance tests related to HDMI 2.2 will be incorporated over time as well.
So that means if people want to test out the higher resolutions, the higher frame rates, the uncompressed, the more colors?
We will have the tests when they have been authored and put into the CTS, the compliance test spec. We will have them shortly after the compliance test spec is approved, but that will be further out in time this year.
And who's usually your customers?
Anybody that makes a product that has an HDMI port on it. Streaming devices, laptops, TVs of course, and chip makers for those devices as well.
How do you get so much processing before everybody else in your devices?
We make our own solutions in an FPGA, and we develop the hardware components for the solution. So a lot of the IP, I'd say, is we develop in our Elgin office, and it's in an FPGA, and the firmware, of course, associated with that as well.
Where's the office?
Elgin, Illinois, a suburb of Chicago.
And what do we see here?
So we also have, now this is the M41h was a project we had for HDMI 2.1, and it was a broad, comprehensive solution for compliance testing, sources, sinks, and all the sub-protocols as well, FRL, TMDS, eARC, DSC, FEC, HDCP, audio, video, all those. And those protocols are all going to be ported over to the M42h at the higher speeds. So this solution is still going to be around and be a viable product for the next year or so. And then we have a functional test unit. This M21 is primarily for a benchtop application where you want to make some quick measurements either on an HDMI source or a sink. It's an 8K capable FRL video generator and analyzer. You can see I have the analyzer screen up here. We have a loop back in place right here. I'm sending HDR image of Las Vegas at 8K.
Is it 8K on this display?
This is 8K right here, yep. 8K.
Right.
Actually, it'll do 10K as well, but minimally 8K is for the new standard, yeah.
And what are the ports on the back?
Well, we do have a DisplayPort port as well. It's a DisplayPort analyzer, but it's a HDMI generator and analyzer.
Nice. What do you do with the Ethernet port?
I'm sorry?
What's the Ethernet port for?
The Ethernet port is for remote management and upgrade. So you can have a remote GUI, graphical user interface, and manage it remotely if you want. And also when you want to upgrade the firmware, you would use that port.
Do people do a lot of testing with your machines?
Absolutely. Our products are essential for the HDMI ecosystem. In order to get the HDMI logo, a customer, anybody who's making a device with HDMI ports pretty much has to use our product for the compliance testing, either at an ATC or in their lab.
Does it mean that sometimes they plug in like millions of cables to it, or no? Or they just do the test once to do a design for?
There's not a whole lot of reconnection, but when necessary.
All right. And you work with partners in different continents all over the world?
Our customers are all over the world. We have customers, of course, in Korea, LG and Samsung, in Taiwan, a lot of chip makers in Taiwan. Mainland China, we have a lot of device makers there. We have some makers and product makers in Europe, IP providers, and then of course domestic in the United States, all over the country, Texas, East Coast, and I would say primarily California.